November 15th, 2001, I became a big fan of the Xbox brand. By the time the 360 came out, I started to realize I was more of a fan of the original Xbox than the 360. No, don't get me wrong, the 360 was fine, and I liked the console. I think Xbox Live was revolutionary, and I can admit some games did play better on the 360 than the PS3. Nevertheless, I jumped over to the PS3, and I was a big fan of that. And to be quite honest, I kind of never looked back on the Xbox brand as a whole. Even though I did have a 360 and I played the games on it, it was very comparable. But once Xbox One and Xbox Series came out, to me it always just felt like a secondary console. And I always felt like they were lagging behind on a lot of things because ever since the 360 days, they kind of just went haywire, to be honest with you. I don't know what they were thinking with a lot of their stuff when it came to the console space. But now Xbox, even with the Xbox Series, which I do have one right here, they feel like there is just not enough. And I talked about this on plenty occasions where the console space for Xbox just was not viable for them anymore. They were losing in the console space significantly since the Xbox One days, even though that their sales revenue has been up due to Game Pass and other entities that they were putting their games on. So now they're in this realm now where they're moving on and they're putting everything on Xbox and putting Xbox on everything. So I'm going to put this up and I'm going to show you what I mean. Let's see there it is right there. You can look at this right now. This is now on the Xbox X account. Xbox X account. That sounds weird. And basically what they've done is, hey, you can play Xbox anywhere and everywhere. And they're also in the process of making a mobile device, which I think honestly that is brilliant. I think that'd be a really big deal for them to make a mobile device, because I think that will go very well with the Game Pass ecosystem. I think those two will go hand in hand very well. But I'm just looking at this right now, and I'm not necessarily a big fan of this. I really wasn't a fan, like I said, since, the Xbox One. I thought the 360 was cool, but ever since Xbox One, it went downhill. I decided to get an Xbox Series X because I thought this was really going to be like the last console where you're going to have Xbox games on it and actually be able to collect, the Xbox brand of games. Case in point, a game that I still haven't played yet, this Prince of Persia game right here, which I said I'm going to play. I need to get on it. You're not going to get games. I don't think you're going to get games like this in a package for your Xbox Series much longer. I think that, the next console is going to be somewhat kind of like a hybrid where you can play it anywhere. A lot of stuff is going to be digital. And I will be extremely surprised if they even, put any of this stuff on a disc. Now, some of these games are going to be going on to other platforms. They said that they're going to be putting a lot more games on PlayStation. I think Phil Spencer said this in the Bloomberg article, where they're going to be start putting games on PlayStation. They're still working the kinks out with the next Halo being on there, which I think at this point, they're probably going to, if they're going to be marketing stuff like this, where all of the devices can be an Xbox, basically, you can best believe that all of their games are going to be on different platforms, whether it be on their new handheld device, a Steam Deck, a PlayStation. I don't know if Nintendo will be on board with this, but I wouldn't be surprised to an extent. I just wouldn't be. Also, I just said this in another video a while back. Xbox just need to go PC and digital. There's no incentive for anybody to buy any of their games anymore in the fashion of a traditional console, whether it be buying the box and buying these games in the fashion like this. I don't see it being viable anymore. So if you're a real collector, this may be the last chance that you actually will be able to get some value out of buying physical copies of games on an Xbox, because Xbox is going everywhere. Before you know it, it's just going to diminish the value of any game that you buy anyway, even if they were in a physical form. The next Xbox that has games in a physical form will probably be uh not even worth buying and not even worth collecting unless you just want to get it because it has Xbox on it. But I really feel at the end of the day that may not even be the case. But for overall, Xbox is doing what's best in their interest. Xbox feel that this is going to work for them, and it may work because at the end of the day, Xbox have been making a lot of money putting their stuff on other places. The Xbox Series is just not a system seller. It's just there are already reports saying even with the Xbox One, with the Xbox Series X and S, their sales are lower than the Xbox One. So that's pretty bad because the Xbox One was not that good in itself. And with that being said, it's like, look, Xbox is doing what they're doing, what they feel is best for their company, and it is what it is. For me, I kind of got over the whole. I kind of got over this all the way back in maybe like January of this year, where I really felt like, okay, Xbox is not necessarily going to be a traditional console anymore. They're going to other places, especially when that whole Fire Stick the Fire Stick situation came out. I was like, okay, I can see they're trying to do different things now. And now they're just going full fledged and just telling you, look, you can go console, you can go PC, you can go tablet, you can go, you can go phone, you can go television. And that's just basically what it is now. Now, with that being said, that made me want to go ahead and get an Xbox Series X because I feel like this is the last console that's going to be the traditional console for Xbox. I think this is it. Everything after this, I'll probably be buying their stuff on PC. I just don't have any desire to buy the next Xbox. I have less desire to buy the next Xbox, much less than I have the desire to buy a PS5 Pro, which some people are making a meme out of that, saying that's an Xbox. But it's not necessarily disappointing. I think we have to understand, and I will leave with this because I don't want to drag this on much longer. We have to understand that the era of having a console and buying games from a store that will work in your console, i.e. like going to GameStop and buying a game, or Walmart or Best Buy, buying a game and putting that game in your console to play, those days are pretty much almost over now. You have to look at the PlayStation 5. PlayStation is the PlayStation 5 Pro is pushing you towards all digital, where you can just buy games from them. I don't know what Nintendo's going to do. Nintendo's probably like your last hope for a traditional style console. But I think for Xbox, in pretty much for the most part of this era, it's pretty much all said and done. I think that at the end of the day, if you're looking for something from Microsoft or even in PlayStation, this whole new era of playing games on different devices, playing games on a non-traditional console, or even having a traditional console is pretty much out the window. Xbox is usually they're usually trying to be ahead of the curve with this type of stuff. I would not be surprised if Sony tried to do the same thing. They're already trying to make another a handheld, and they're also trying to put their games on PC as well. Your last hope is basically is Nintendo. Whatever they do with their next console or whatever the case may be, they're probably going to have physical copies of games. They probably won't be in a disc format. They're probably going to still get these small SD cards. But as far as for Xbox and everything else, you're probably going to see an expansion of where you can play these games on different devices. That's just the way it is now. And if you're a collector, like I said, your PlayStation 5, maybe PlayStation 6, maybe another console that's like that where you could buy a traditional style console, maybe. But I don't see Xbox making another traditional console. I think the Series X may be the last one. So with that being said, I don't want to hold you guys up any longer. Hopefully you guys have a great Friday. It is the weekend once again. More time to play some games, hang out with the family, do some great things. Hopefully you guys have a great day. And I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, y'all, I'm out. Peace.